got a few practices under your belt with the hand. How has that been holding up for you?
It feels good. It's getting better daily. It hasn't stopped me, so it's just progressing.
Do you feel like you kind of officially flipped the switch to getting ready for Pittsburgh?
Yes, we had a chance the past couple of days to get some work towards Pittsburgh and getting everybody on the same page for that game, and going to continue to keep working uh, up until up until that game. So I think we're getting a head start, which is a good thing.
Does that mean film study and those kind of
Yes,
things too?
Have you played a lot against them? Have you played against the Steelers a
I
lot?
played against them once in the preseason in Buffalo and once in the regular season.
What can what can you really do between now and that Pittsburgh game, just in practice, outside of practice, to really prepare and get ready for this game?
Continue to keep focusing in on our plan, as well as watching film, getting familiar with those guys, uh, and just like I said, going out there and doing whatever it takes to execute. We're putting together a plan, and it's in the early stages now, but it really boils down to us and us going out there and executing the things that we know how to do well.
How much does Todd Haley's deep knowledge of them help you guys in this process of game?
It definitely helps. I mean, he went against those guys day in and day out for a number of years. So his insight, as much as we can learn from him, as much as each skill position or even the lineman can learn just about their personnel and their scheme, the better off we are.
Are you bouncing questions off him about the Steelers a lot?
Yes, we've talked. Like I said, we've started that conversation the past 2 days, and I think we're at a good place, and just got to continue to keep building as we get into that game.
We saw you working out down at the end of the field with some of the starting guys, Jarvis and Richard and Duke and Carlos. How do you feel like your chemistry with the skill guys has come along, and is it where you think it needs to be heading into week one?
Yes, I think it's definitely where it needs to be, and we can continue to keep growing. The communication and just the chemistry has been very good. Guys are dialed in and focused each and every day, and that's a good sign for us. And like I said, the things that we worked on the past couple of days, even the stuff we were able to work on, like you said, away from the guys today, was definitely a step in the right direction. We got to continue to keep building on it.
Tyrod, coaches always talk about an offense building an identity. What do you think is the ideal one for this offense?
I mean, of course, with everyone, whatever it takes to go up and put up points, and that's going to be different week in and week out. The way we attack teams are going to be different, but of course, we have to be balanced in our attack, and that's running the ball well as being able to be efficient in the passing game. So, week to week, like I said, it's going to change, but at the end of the day, we got to put up points and help our defense out.
When you look at your point production, just you and the first team offense in this preseason, is it what you wanted, and why do you have reason to believe, like Duke doesn't have a catch yet, and Josh hasn't been out there, why do you have reason to believe it's going to be significantly better?
That's 3 days, or not even a day's worth of reps in the preseason. So you can't really. Of course, yes, you go out there, you compete, you build on what you do well and correct things that you don't do so well. But I don't think you get a feeling from just the games, because you only get 3 with limited reps. So you have to take into consideration the things that we work on in practice day in and day out, the chemistry that you build throughout practice and the individual time, and put it all together. Guys are excited to go out there and change things around this year, as well as myself. So we're all on the same page to do whatever it takes to go out there and make this thing work. So yeah, we're looking forward to doing that.
With Josh being on the horizon, coming back, are you where you would want to be with him as far as throwing the football to him? And would you anticipate next week that ramping up a little bit?
Of course, next week it'll definitely ramp up more. We've got a chance to do some things the past 2 days. But more importantly is that we're communicating and talking the same language that way once we get out there. Both of us, just being playmakers, can go out there and react. But of course, you definitely have to spend time with him throwing. He's a talented guy. You put the ball around him, he's going to make a catch. So just continue to keep building the chemistry mentally and physically.
Did you play much no huddle or any all really in Buffalo? And why do you like that? Why are you excited about the prospect of doing it?
Yes, first 2 years he did a little more no huddle than last year. And I'm excited about the opportunity just because it allows us to keep the defense on their toes. Gives every guy opportunity to make plays. And of course, I'm the one that's in charge at the time. So I think that just the feel that I have working with these guys, knowing what guys are comfortable with and how to get guys the ball, and just get the offense into the right situation, I think it's beneficial for us, as well as, Coach Haley going out and calling plays as well, too. It's going to be a place for both of them, and the better off we are as far as mixing in at the right time, the better off we'll be as a team.
Tyrod, you know how quickly things can change with injuries. Do you think it was good for Baker last week to kind of go through a real fire drill like that?
I'm not sure whether it's good or not. I mean, I was the one that got injured. So.
I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah.
How about RPOs and things like that? I mean, I don't think we've seen a whole ton of that kind of stuff, but do you feel like that's going to be a strength for you and something that you can really focus on?
I think that could definitely be a big part of our offense. With the weapons that we have outside, the ability for me to be able to pull things and still make plays on the run, as well as giving it to the backs that we have in the backfield, I think that could be big for us, and we're going to continue to keep building in that area.
Jarvis Landry is known, and Josh Gordon is a known talent for when he gets out there regularly. After that, in the wideout group, how is it important to establish threats at the so-called 3 and 4 spots, just so defenses can't be taken away a guy or two?
It's very important, and I think the guys that you're talking about have definitely stepped up to the plate throughout this preseason, throughout training camp, and they welcome the opportunity. They realize how big it is, and they're looking forward to going out and making plays and helping this team. Bless you.
Can you tell a difference? I mean, Callaway is a raw rookie, and Higgins is a third-year guy who hasn't played a ton. But even with that third year for Higgins, can you tell a real difference in the way a guy thinks because he's been in the league a while, as opposed to the way a rookie like Callaway thinks?
Higgins has made a tremendous stride throughout preseason and throughout OTAs. We've thrown a lot at him. He's played just about every position, the F, the Z, and the X. So he's able to take in a bunch of knowledge and continue to keep playing at a high level, as well as Callaway. We started off the preseason, or started off the training camp with him at Z, and him having to switch to X, and him learning a new role and still out there contributing to making plays. So I think both guys are definitely comfortable in their learning curve, and just continue to keep building confidence in them and them going out and making plays.
Tyrod,
A couple more.
4 preseason games too many. If you could, how would you redesign preseason?
That's really all I know. I don't know if I would redesign it, or I think it gives a lot of guys opportunities, younger guys and older guys, to get ready for a season. If things were to change, then you just deal with it that way. But I don't really have an answer as to what I would do to change it.
I know in Buffalo you guys always scrimmage somebody, it seems to me. It was the Browns a couple times.
Yeah, my second year. First year we didn't. My second year we did. Last year we didn't. But
It seems that first year of a coach they don't. But is that a possible solution to replacing games, do you think, beneficial?
I'm not sure. I think with those, you still have to control the practices. Anytime you add contact to it, of course, you risk injury. So you have to be smart the way you're practicing. But like I said, injuries are a part of the game. It's unfortunate, but things happen. So whether that's throughout practice or throughout an actual game, you really can't control it. So I think it's just, I don't really know if it's 4 is too many, or if practices help it or hurts it.
How does this supporting cast compare to the 3 supporting casts you had the last 3 years you were starting?
As a skill position, this is a very talented group. I don't want to get into comparing guys because each scenario is different. The 3 years that I was in Buffalo, different players, like I said, different team, different scheme. But we have a talented group here, and excited to play with these guys. I know we put in a bunch of work, and are going to continue to keep putting in work to get better each and every day.
Pretty good.